Vince, it's your boy Luke, back again with another NFL DFS video. This time we've got our fades and sleepers here for week 7 in the main slate. We have ownership numbers coming through, people that are being a little bit too highly owned, our fades, and of course some people being completely overlooked, our diamonds in the rough per se. So that's what we're going to go over here in the video, some of my best plays for GPPs, and of course some of the spots that I'll be avoiding. So without any more delay, let's hop right into our fades here for the week 3 contest. We'll start off our fades with Jalen Hurts here at number 3. It's $6,900. I don't like the matchup against this Raiders defense. It's a team that's put a lot of pressure on opposing quarterbacks, also been relatively good in terms of their metrics, especially on a per snap basis. Another factor that goes into this fade is that Jalen Hurts just hasn't looked very sharp to this point of the year, oftentimes putting up less than 10 fantasy points in the first half. A lot of his production comes in garbage time, and when it comes to a GPP play where you're looking for high-end upside, garbage time production is not where that's going to come from. So for me, at 7.5% ownership, it becomes a fade spot, especially when I consider that stacking options on this offense aren't very attractive either. And number 2, we have Darrell Williams at $5,800. Somebody who was a value play of mine last week, ended up scoring 2 touchdowns, came through for us. But this matchup against the Titans is a little bit tougher than last. The Titans defense is notoriously bad against the pass. They rank as the 32nd team in the NFL against opposing offenses through the air, but against the run are a lot more stout. We saw the Titans there in that primetime game get that huge stop on 4th down, and they have some absolute behemoths on that defensive line. So Darrell Williams, not as likely to get 2 touchdowns in this game. I think in the red zone, Pat Mahomes is probably either going to run the ball on himself on an option play or something like that, or just pass the ball, which is far more likely. Again, this defensive line is scary, but that defensive secondary is by far the worst in the entire NFL. So as much as I think that Darrell Williams is going to get touches in a highly efficient offense, I think they're going to be a little bit more passing heavy in this affair. But at number 1, we have Jamarr Chase of the Cincinnati Bengals at $6,200. He's at a very good price tag. So the reason why he's getting over 11% ownership is that price tag right there. In terms of a point per dollar median projection, absolutely going to shine. But when we consider the matchup that he has against Marlon Humphrey in this Ravens defense, I think he's going to get shut down. I mean, Humphrey, one of the best corners in the NFL. For me, he's the top 2 cornerback in the NFL, a little bit underrated. So Jamarr Chase, as good of a start to the year as he's had, going to be shadowed by an absolute beast. You have a couple other options on this Bengals team that I like a little bit more. People like T. Higgins, people like Tyler Boyd that aren't going to be covered by somebody like Marlon Humphrey. We have Marcus Peters, who's still on IR, so not going to have to worry about that number 2 corner or anything like that. I'm much more willing to go to those options, especially because I consider this to be one of the best games period to stack in the entire slate. Real quick reminder, if you guys want my projections for every player in this week's field, not just the guys that I can fit into these short videos, make sure to check out my Patreon page. On there we have my projections for Showdown, for the main slate. Every single player that is going to be touching a ball this weekend, I have projected. So if you've ever been wondering how to get access to all of these numbers, that's exactly how you do so. The best part is only $1 for the month, 25 cents for a week. So link will be in the description to join. Highly recommend you guys go ahead and check that out. Now returning to our sleepers, our first sleeper is going to be James Conner at $5,900. I like this matchup against the Texans, and a lot of people expect Kyler Murray to go out and have a ceiling game. But the truth is, this Texans secondary has been a little bit better than most people give them credit for, and their front 7 has been absolutely dreadful. So I see a lot of running production happening in this game. You have somebody like Chase Edmonds, also priced at $5,900, James Conner at the same price, and I expect a lot of people to choose Edmonds in that one-on-one. Obviously, Edmonds, more of a factor out of the backfield as a pass catcher, also getting more snaps in this offense, but anytime this team gets down into the red zone, they go to James Conner almost exclusively. He has plenty of touchdowns to this point in the year, and while he's a little bit touchdown dependent, in an offense where we expect them to put up plenty of points, I'm all right going to that kind of a player. So only 2.9% ownership on him as of right now. And again, a very soft secondary right there, and one of the highest point totals for any team on this 10-game slate. At number 2, we have Danny Amendola of the other side of that game, on the Texans side of things. Again, playing against the Cardinals. And again, the Cardinals massive favorites here, but we expect the Texans to have to pass as a result. If you guys saw my video earlier on in the week, I am all over Davis Mills at $4,900. He's shown quite a bit of ability with passing the ball. He's been good on a per snap basis and a little bit underrated, especially the job he's done there filling in essentially out of nowhere. Amendola has been hurt for a good amount of this year, came back last week and was was an immediate factor on this offense, was somebody who I kind of undersold, didn't think he was going to be as involved as he was. So again, we expect the Cardinals to come out and cream this team. We expect James Conner to get a touchdown or two, that kind of thing. But in garbage time, Amendola going to see targets. And the best part about this, he's only $3,000 in less than 3% ownership. They're at exactly 2%. So I like going to him in GPP contests. Is going to be overlooked and gives you a ton of flexibility. But for our number one sleeper, this is a revenge spot on steroids. This is Jared Goff facing off against his old team, the Rams, that just completely sold him off for nothing. He's only $5,000 on the slate, so only $100 more than Davis Mills, which doesn't seem correct. He's also garnering less than 5% ownership. You would expect in such a highly publicized revenge spot that maybe people would be on him, but they're not. He's only 3.8% ownership. And on top of that, Goff's been really good this year. He's had multiple 300-yard games. To this point of the year, he has 9 passing touchdowns, which isn't going to be eye-popping or anything like that, but is a lot better than people are giving him credit for. So Jared Goff, somebody I will be targeting on this slate. Again, this is a revenge spot. I'm all over Matthew Stafford as well, and I don't think he has the same type of motivation as somebody like Goff. Goff obviously feels a little bit more slighted than Matthew Stafford. Stafford mutually agreed to part ways. I think both sides of this game are good to target, as the offense has been relatively efficient to this point of the year. That's all I've got for my fades and sleeper picks. Go ahead and let me know down in the comments who you've got as your biggest sleeper pick on the slate, and of course who you've got as your biggest fade. For me, my biggest sleeper being Jared Goff. Of course, I am fading Jamar Chase, but go ahead and let me know. Would love to get some debate down there, and go ahead and let me know why you're picking the picks you are as well. As always, I really appreciate all of your support here on the channel. If you guys haven't already liked the video, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure you guys go ahead and do so you don't miss any of the content I post in the future. On top of the fades and sleepers that you guys just saw, we also have my core picks on the channel. We have my value picks, and of course, a live stream tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. That is going to be where I go over my player pool, my Patreon projections, a little sneak peek of that for you guys. We're going to talk ownership, any live chat, so any questions that you guys have, make sure to bring them on by. Link for that will be in the description, along with the core plays and value plays video. So set a reminder for that. Again, 11:30 a.m. tomorrow. Hope to see you guys there. Good luck with all of your DFS contests for this weekend. We got Pitt squaring off against Clemson here in just a few minutes, so I'm super excited for that game. Hopefully they pull through. And of course, we got golf tonight and the NFL tomorrow. So a weekend full of sports that is one of the best we've had for quite some time. So until then, guys, good luck, and I'll see you at the live stream.